Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you about the Tenere700 and I will tell you what is really wrong with this motorbike. This is a 2021 Euro 5 model. I was riding 30,000 kilometers and 3 seasons, mostly off-road, and yeah, there are some serious issues with this motorbike. Let's see. There are 5 main problems with this motorbike. First, the weight. Second, the brakes. Third, the frame. Fourth, the suspension. And fifth, the bad plastics. Yeah, you may ask, what is good with this motorbike? Well, the engine. The engine is legendary good. There are very easy and affordable fixes on the market right now, where you can fix all the problems of this motorbike and you can still keep your overall budget under a brand new KTM 890 Adventure R motorbike's price. First, let's say the weight. So the weight of this motorbike is not that bad. It's about 205, 210 kilograms, which can be lowered. You can check Paul Tares' motorbike in this video. He shows you with empty tank.
No hay
it's
nadie.
185 kilograms. So let's say your motorbike is about 200 kilograms, which is not bad for a 700cc 2-cylinder adventure motorbike. So what is bad about this weight? Yeah, this weight is too high up. When you are riding with this motorbike, even at a very slow speed, you can feel just like you are riding a very heavy motocross or enduro machine. But there are several conditions when this high up weight makes this motorbike riding awkward. First, if your legs are barely touching the ground, you can really struggle to keep the T7 upright when the situation is unbalanced. If you are above 185 centimeters or even you are a bit stronger, there is no problem with this, because both your legs can touch the ground and like this it's very easy to balance the bike. The second problem, when you drop the bike. For me it's every time a struggle to put the motorbike back into vertical position because I'm not strong at all. There is a third problem with this. This maybe connects with a high mounted rear swing arm too. So when you are cornering in a slightly slippery surface and you just give a throttle as much as you usually give for the regular enduro machine, you will feel in this position the rear wheel just uncontrollable, just slides out. It's not happening in every situation, but sometimes it's there and it makes the motorbike flat. Just like here for me and just like here for Paul Tares on the Erzberg Rodeo. In this situation, the motorbike just goes out and he cannot keep the balance, just drops the bike. Let's say he's high enough, he's strong enough, and he can control the motorbike nicely. Yeah, this is it with the weight. So what is wrong with the brakes? First of all, the ABS. Yeah, because of the ABS, there is a very long brake line, and this brake line contains too much mushy plastic tubes. And when you pull the brake, these tubes just moving, and this makes this mushy feeling for the front brake. For the rear, there is an extra mushiness because the brake pedal is horrible on the T7. I changed it for the Camel one, and it suddenly made the feel of the rear brake much more firm. I finally got the feeling where the braking power starts. It's still not enough for my needs, so I will probably change the rubber tubes to steel braided ones, and hopefully then the brake line will be alright. So if you are super sensitive for the rear brake feeling, you can even change the rear main cylinder. There is a very good alternative for this from Nissan. So that's it for the brakes. About the suspension, the basic suspension is very good for you if you want to commute with this motorbike. If you want to do more, for example, adventure riding or some serious off-road riding, you must upgrade. There is a very wide range. How much do you want to spend for it? You can only change the springs and it will already be much better. You can then start changing the valves in the suspension. It makes almost great. And when you have a budget for it, you can buy expensive racing suspensions too. And then you can ride just like Portares or similar. So it is a very easy fix for the suspension. And yes, we arrived to the biggest disaster of this motorbike, in my opinion. This little triangle here. This little triangle holds the muffler. When you drop the bike on the right side, the first thing you bend is the muffler and this little triangle. And you may ask, why is this problem? You just bend it back. Yes, you can several times, but then it breaks. And when it breaks, you must know this is part of the main frame. Yeah, it's just welded on the subframe and the subframe is welded on the main frame. How good is this? Horrible. And why? Because when you break just this little part, officially in most countries, you just destroyed the frame of the motorbike and this makes the motorbike totaled. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's just like the law. Certainly you can tinker around, and if you are lucky to live in the country where you can just modify your motorbike as you wish, just like this Italian gentleman did, or just like the JYTR factory racing setup just did, they just modified the rear subframe of the motorbike. The main problem is not this little triangle, in my opinion. The main problem is that the main frame here simple welded on the subframe. How crazy is this? Yeah, on the street motorbikes it's not a problem, and especially if there are these big adventure touring bikes, yeah, welding is much better than bolting it on. And when you are riding with the big packs and the passenger and everything, it's probably safer. But for every adventure and off-road motorbike, I think it's a must that this subframe should be removable. It's just 4 bolts, 4 little connections, and it holds safe. I'm sure of it because thousands of old motorbikes work like this, and there never was or rarely was any problem with it. And yes, be honest, on the off-road motorbikes, it's not really rear when you drop it after a whiskey throttle or something like this, and then the rear part just destroyed. But in normal situation, you just remove these bolts, and then you remove the bad one and put a new one, and you can ride again and do the whiskey throttle. But with this welded subframe, you cannot. And the last problem, considering if you want to ride it serious off-road, then the plastics and the mounting points of the plastics. Come on, who designed this motorbike? So this side of the motorbike contains 4 plastic elements, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12 mounting points. Yeah, it's just crazy. There is no real reason why. Fortunately, there is a very good solution for this. As I said earlier, the Camel company and this other company makes a very good alternative from a quality plastic, which one will not break at the first drop of the motorbike. So you can make this Yamaha Tenere700 very good with these modifications, as it's supposed to be already from the factory. And yes, these are very big problems, but when you consider the price of the motorbike, and when you consider that the biggest and the most expensive modifications supposed to be made only when you want to ride it, difficult and heavy off-road riding, it's a trade for a very reliable and an excellent adventure off-road motorbike. Thank you for watching my little video. Hopefully, see you next time. Ciao!